So in this part I'm pretty grossed out. But, I'd never done this before.
Let's find out if there's a castle in France with my name on it that I can visit and live. Or at least, crush on the couch for a little bit.
This is very self-explanatory. It's Ancestry DNA kit. I ordered the kit, it was on special, and they were saying, hey, you have until this day for it to be on a discounted price, you better buy it now. And it's very straightforward. You got a container, you got a collection kit, you got a bag, you got a box that's prepaid, and it's cool because I was wondering if it's hard, I'm not gonna do it, but since it's prepaid, it's super easy. Let's check this out. And then there's some instructions. These are very easy to follow. It tells you to activate it on computer, and it gives you very simple pictures with a few words, tell you exactly how to spit, where to spit, how to seal it, and also where to put it. Now, this is like maybe some ASMR stuff. Doesn't really fit. There's a cap with the solution, it's blue, and you use it to mix, and it's supposed to stabilize your DNA. I thought DNA was already stable. That line is the level minimum you need to fill with fluid.
Blah, blah, blah. Gotta build up the saliva, I don't know how you do that. Think of something tasty? I don't know. Okay, I think I'm ready. Salivating, and I don't know what that medical term would call to swallow your saliva. Okay. This is gonna be gross. But it looks about at least to the wavy line, right? There you go. I don't know why it's orange. I don't know. Oh, that's right. I ate some Skittles. Okay, so I guess this is a self-releasing solution. Obviously there's nothing for me to remove on this cap. But I do need to remove this funnel. So I guess just lefty-loosey. Okay, the funnel has no threads. It's just like a press-on, so you don't really have to twist it off. You could just like pull it up or something. Tube. This tube connects, so this is gonna be one of those things. I'm getting a good shot. Okay, good. And then, okay, so pay attention. After the quarter turn, it's gonna probably release the fluid. There we go. Something's happening. Something's happening. Did it push down? Was there some bubbles? There's no way I could have cross-threaded this. There's no way. Oh, there we go. There we go. A little click happened. Of course there's an air. So let's shake it for 5 seconds. Start the timer. Go. So now the sample has been collected. The cap has been fastened. There is no leaks. The blue solution had drained fully into the sample. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to register the sample serial number onto the website, whatever information they ask me for, and then I'm going to put it in this sealed little baggie. I don't know why they need, static protection. It's not electronic component. Seal it up with the self-adhesive strip. There is a, I guess, little diaper. I don't know, what do you call it, absorption strip or whatever, in case it leaks. In case it leaks. I don't imagine it will, but depending on how it gets there, maybe elevation, etc., whatever. And then it's gonna go into this box. There is a prepaid box right here. Sample's gonna go in here. Then I gotta just wait and see. So obviously, my last name is Romo, but from what I'm told, original spelling is a little bit different. Romeaux. Now, this is a French last name. My uncle had told me that one of our great-grandfathers traveled to Mexico, fought in some kind of war, stayed around. It was like some kind of occupation or something. And France was like the last country to leave. So he had decided to start a family in Jalisco. And from Jalisco, the name obviously had become much, much greater and a lot more prevalent because of people out there don't believe in birth control. So actually there is a saint with my last name. I don't know if you see any similarities. Cut to picture of saint.
Now, I thought, hey, maybe I could kind of trace back family history, see how far back I can go. And the furthest back I can go is my great grandfather. Now, I definitely want to continue looking into it because other people that I meet with my same last name share the same story with, maybe with relation to the Romo name from the great grandfather. Now, they say that they have a relative who's also a saint, and they say they have family who are also residing in Jalisco, near the city of Tequila. And I was like thinking, hey, maybe the name kind of just comes down, and they all kind of say the same thing also, that they trace their family, and it's either somewhere in Europe. One of the persons that also was in the military I talked to said that they have family that they trace back, and maybe their origin is from Portugal. And I'm thinking, okay, this is pretty cool. Maybe I could trace it back and find some more information on where my family is from. Obviously, growing up, I've had limited contact with my father's side of the family. So I decided, hey, now it's time to just kind of peel off some layers, dig deep, and see what this kind of takes me. I never really believed in the Ancestry.com DNA kit because it was always like, oh, the guy who did a crime 35 years in the past got busted because of the Ancestry kit. Personally, I have nothing to worry about. The government already has my DNA on file because in boot camp, they had volunteered us to take a DNA sample and be on a registry in case somebody had leukemia or some kind of bone marrow cancer that we could help them with. And they kind of pitched it as like, you're going to have 2 weeks of vacation if there's a match. You get flown to Washington, D.C., you have someone come with you, all expense paid, they take care of you, they harvest your bone marrow. Sounds painful, but at the time, it was a better alternative to being in boot camp, right? Like if some miracle was going to happen and, hey, you got a match, now you're going to get paraded across the country to help this person. Now, I don't think that there's anything for me personally to worry about. I've met many people who've done the DNA sample thing, and they seem very happy. Their results come in, usually is really shocking. Like they thought they were one thing, but then they actually end up being mixed with a lot of other stuff, which is kind of the thing with a lot of people. Unless you're very strict lineage and you have a lot of these hereditary diseases, because that's what kind of happens when there's not any kind of crossbreeding that, whatever. We'll talk about that later. But I'm going to release this video and I'll film another update when I get the results. I don't know exactly what to expect. I feel like I am, not that I feel up until now, I've just had Mexican background. Mom's side Mexican, dad's side Mexican, both Mexican. And I go visit my family in Jalisco, blonde hair, blue eyes, white skin, different color, hair, whatever the hell. Not many of them share very common diseases, which is pretty cool. No hip dysplasia, no cancers, anything like that. But there's a big divide of the family from my dad's side versus the family from my mom's side, whereas our facial features, our eye color, hair color, skin color. My grandma and I, we have a lot of similarities, and they kind of say where the grandma on my mom's side, maternal grandma, were that we probably have like a lot of Native American blood, like maybe they say Aztec-ish, even knowing that the Aztec culture got wiped. We don't really know too much about it. Again, people back then didn't even know how to read. They didn't go to school. So being able to document a lot of this history, it's kind of like, now it's kind of up to us. And we have the opportunity to use technology for that purpose. Same thing with my dad's side. Anything beyond my great-grandfather is just hearsay. We don't know much about it. All we know is that he's a fucking drunk. And grandpa on mom's side's a drunk, and we're just drunks, and we like to drink. Cool. And that could be pre-exposure to alcohol dependency. Who the hell knows? It would be good to know that, hey, maybe I could trace back a family in France, and they're going to be like the same thing with me, the counterpart, where it's like, hey, we grew up from France, we live in France, and then we don't know anyone else other than when we had our great-grandfather or relative go to Mexico and stay there and develop his own family. Who knows? Maybe they're like, hey, we heard there's family in California, or maybe this girl on TV that plays football for the Cowboys had like kind of been the epicenter of that name. Who knows? He may not have any family connections, or he could just be a birth name or a marriage name or whatever the hell. But no one really likes that guy. No one likes the Cowboys football team, and no one really likes him. So it's up to me to kind of make a name for myself. Like, I'm not going to ride on the back of another person and use that as my success. I have my own success to think about. What does success mean? That's another story for another time. But keep in touch. Make sure you keep updated with the videos that I release. I like to be kind of random, spontaneous. Sometimes I got time to kill, and sometimes I have motivation. Sometimes it's a perfect storm of motivation, time to kill, and creativity. But anyways, thank you for following me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, and definitely keep in touch. We'll look forward, and you're going to see a lot more videos being released. If you want to reach out, please do. Don't be afraid. I am an open book, very transparent. A lot of the stuff you're going to be asking me is the stuff that people have asked me before in the past. So it's not really a big shocker to me. Awesome. Thank you guys. Take care.